Hi there. Welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. Today I'm going to be doing some line and wash, and I'm working with a Sharpie pen. And the way that I do trees is I basically just start from the bottom and I work my way up. And I make a split like that, and then I come back and I add in my branches. And you never really know what you're going to get until you sort of get it onto the page. And then I lift off at the end, okay? So lift off, and then you'll get a nice pointy line at the end. Okay, something like that. And we're going to put in another one here, sort of some bent over. Trees, something like that. Now I want there to be sort of a little bit of a rocky shoreline that's going to come out like this and then curve back. And then, you know, wherever you can make the line sort of continue along, continue the line like that. And then we're going to do another bit of a tree line in the background, something like that. Okay. So now we're going to paint this, and we're going to do a wet on dry. So that means I'm going to have wet paint on a dry page, and we're just going to put in, you know, just a few. You know, this is line and wash, so we have to make it so that the line is still able to speak to us. And that's the way that I think of it, that the line is still, you know, the line is still able to, you know, tell part of the story here. Okay, so I put in the sky, and I put in a little bit of that gray wash across there for the tree line in the far background. I'm going to rinse this brush off. I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of, this is yellow ochre, and I'm going to make it so that these lines swoop, you know, swoop down this way towards us. And I'm going to put into that some sienna. We're just going to let that all bleed together. We're going to try to not augment it too much at all. Okay, I'm going to change brushes now. I'm going to change to this, which is a 1/4 inch brush. And I'm going to pick up some of this blue, and we're going to try to paint in some of this, which is going to be water for us. Okay. Just going to put that around there like that, down back here. And we're just going to leave those trees the white of the page for now, okay? I'm going to go rinse that brush out. I'm going to grab some Payne's Gray here, which is, this particular Payne's Gray is fairly intense. I'm going to put some of that across there like that. And I'm going to grab my #1 watercolor brush. And those of you that have seen me before, seen that I've sharpened one end of it. And I'm just going to scribe through some of that Payne's Gray, give us a little bit of a indication of some other foliage that's close to us. And look at this cool bleed we got going on in the sky back there. One last thing before we go is I'm just going to put a little bit of salt across there, and we're just going to let that all bleed together. Okay, so you see I left this white space across there, you know, and there's some other white spaces around there. That's perfectly fine. Just leave it. Don't try to augment it too much. All right, let's leave this and see what we get. All right, let's check this out. Look at this sky. Look at that blue. So this was wet on dry, so a wet wash on a dry page, and then I put that blue in there and then a couple of streaks of Payne's Gray through it. That turned out fabulous. We left this little white space across here, which gave us some awesome little highlight to these hills. Put some Payne's Gray across there, and then look at what's happened here with that salt. So it was the Payne's Gray scribed out of it, and then salt on top of it. This was all yellow ochre. Let's see what happens when we put our mat on here. Yeah, that's pretty good, right? Look at this little white space that we left here on the side. And I knew that was going to work well for us. So it gives a good balance of light and dark. And how I put these trees in, and now you have just the white of the tree, it really stands out quite a bit. I'd love to know what you think of it. Let me know in the comment section. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you're from. If you could drop me a line in the comment section, let me know where you're from. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, if you're currently a subscriber, thank you very much. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you learned anything from this, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to me. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you again next time.